Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Chucky the Killer Doll, from the Child's Play franchise and from the new USA Sci-Fi Network TV series Chucky, my own show. Now, as the title says, Chucky the Killer Doll explains why he turned heel and joined the NWS Avengers. Well, I would be more than happy to tell you why I did. You see, the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, and the 49th Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, and the Invisible Hand, Don Callis, and the former NWS Tag Team Champions, Lion King X and JJ, made me an offer I can't refuse. So I thought about it for a while. It was Don Callis and Joe Biden that said, "Hey Chucky, Charles Leeway, how would you like to join the NWS Avengers?" And at first, I was reluctant until Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Don Callis sat me down and said, "Chucky, do you feel that Scott Gale, aka Scotty Badbones, the NWS Publishing Owner, Chairman, and CEO, and the General Manager of NWS World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer, are giving you the respect you deserve?" And I told him, "Not really." Well, and then they said, "That's exactly how they feel too. And Joe Biden says that I am a star and I deserve the respect, the whole respect in the world. And Scotty Badbones is taking that away from me." And then I agreed. You see, here's the thing that you fans don't understand. I am a horror movie icon. I made myself very famous in 1988 when the very first ever Child's Play movie came out to movie theaters in November of 1988. It was a hit. People were raving about it. People were scared of me, Chucky the Killer Doll, because it was something fresh. It was something new. It was something so fresh and so new that it deserved numerous sequels, such as Child's Play 2, which came out in November of 1990, and then it was followed by Child's Play 3 in 1991, and then I disappeared from the horror movie franchise for a while, and then made my return 10 years later in 1998 when Bride of Chucky came to movie theaters nationwide and worldwide. Hell, I made an appearance on an episode of WCW Monday Night Nitro when I interrupted the late Mean Gene Okerlund and I interrupted Rick Steiner. And I was the guy that was laughing for the WCW Halloween Havoc promos. And I told Rick Steiner, "Don't mess with Scott," aka Big Papa Pop Scott Steiner. The original plan is I, Chucky the Killer Doll, was supposed to be a part of the NWO Hollywood. Yes, I was supposed to be a part of the NWO Hollywood, the New World Order black and white. But, of course, people didn't think that was such a very good idea, so they scratched that and just decided to let me be in the movie franchise. And then, 2004 November, I did Seed of Chucky. Bride of Chucky, which was my wife Tiffany. Seed of Chucky, which I had my son/daughter, Glenn or Glenda. I didn't know what my daughter was a male or a female. Let's just say my son Glenda is both female and both male. Sort of that non-binary thing. But that's for another story for a day later. And then 2015, Scott Gale, former aka Scooter St. William at the time, the late Scooter St. William, signed me to the NWS Revolution as a color commentator with former play-by-play commentator Will Ferrell. And the commentary that me and Will Ferrell provided was pure gold. I was rooting for the heels. I was on commentary from 2015 to 2016, and then I disappeared for a while. Let's just say I took a leave of absence for a year. Made my return in 2018 in the NWS as a part-time wrestler, which I once had a match with the late Cody Braden. And I was losing a lot of matches, but it is what it is. And then, earlier this year, the late Scooter St. William offered me a contract with the NWS Revolution when I decided to hire John Laurinaitis. And I decided to make my return to the NWS Revolution to be as menacing and as vindictive and as evil as ever. But of course, John Laurinaitis decided to leave the NWS Revolution because he wanted to spend time with his family, and that's okay. But I kept saying to myself, what am I exactly doing here in the NWS Revolution? What is my important role? So that's when I had a private meeting with the Invisible Hand, Don Carlos, the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, and the 49th Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. And they came up with the greatest plan ever. Do you remember when earlier this year when Don Carlos came up with the ultimate master plan, screwing the late Scooter St. William on the NWS Universal Championship and awarding it to Joe Biden? That was one hell of a master plan, and one of Don Carlos' greatest plans ever. And then, shortly a month later after, that's when I had my private meeting. And oh boy, the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Don Carlos, and Michael Rappaport, who still remember the NWS Avengers, they offered me a whole lot of money. Let's just say it was trillions of dollars. Joe Biden said himself, how would you like to join the NWS Avengers? Well, as I was telling you earlier, I thought about it for a while. I said, do I really want to do that? And then I said, why not? Why not join the NWS Avengers? Because they are one of the most powerful stables here in the NWS Revolution. They got Joe Biden, they got Kamala Harris, they got the former NWS Tag Team Champions, Lion King X and JJ. They got Michael Rappaport, who is still being held hostage by those idiots, those bastards known as the American Mercenaries. If you ask me, I ought to call them the American Bastards, because that's exactly what they are. Vinny Joe. Oh my God, what a no-good. Vinny Joe, Tony Jr. II, and Johnny Da Vinci. What a bunch of gangster wannabes. What a bunch of pompous-ass cowardly bitches. Holding an actor like Michael Rappaport hostage and keep him hostage until further notice. They ought to be in jail for that. They ought to be in jail for kidnapping. Because that is not right. That is wrong. W-R-O-N-G. That is a crime against nature. That is disrespect to a Hollywood actor, podcaster like Michael Rappaport. And that is something that should not be tolerated. Also, I have an immunity contract here in the NWS Revolution. That's right, an immunity contract. You want to know what an immunity contract means? It means I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, in the NWS Revolution and not get reprimanded, not get fined, not get suspended, not get fired, and not get punished. So, if I want to attack Scotty Badbones or Cody Mercer unprovoked, I can do that. If I want to attack NWS officials, I could do that. As there's no punishment I will serve. So that is why I joined the NWS Avengers, because they paid me a whole lot of money. And now I also have my own talk show, which debuted last night at Revolution Epic. And oh boy, were people talking about it. I got loads of emails, tweets, Facebook messages, just hell, mails as well. Phone calls saying, why, Chucky, why? Why did you join the NWS Avengers? Well, let's just say it's all about the money. So it was for money, fame, and fortune. I wanted to get famous once again, because I've been famous in the horror movie and the horror genre. Now I'm famous here in the NWS Revolution genre. And what better stable to join than the NWS Avengers? I am the corporate insurance policy for the NWS Avengers. Hell, it was John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL, who gave me a call and said that he was fine and he wanted me, Chucky the Killer Doll, to be his replacement. And he opened that big case of cash, that big bag of cash, and paid it to me. And I could not shun that down. I could not shun JBL down. I could not shun Don Callis down. I could not shun Lion King X and JJ down. I could not shun Vice President Kamala Harris down. And I could not shun Joe Biden down. So I took it and I accepted it. And now you know why I joined the NWS Avengers. And with me as the corporate insurance policy to the NWS Avengers, the NWS Avengers are gonna become bigger and better and stronger than ever. Chucky the Killer Doll is back here in the NWS Revolution. And let's just say, things are looking up for the NWS Avengers, and there's more surprises headed your way. So now you know why I joined the NWS Avengers. Oh, one more thing before I go. I am doing another episode of the Chucky Show this coming Sunday on Halloween Horrors. And there's one person who I want to have as a special guest on the Chucky Show. And that is none other than the advocate to Cody Mercer and Psycho Mercer, the Elite Reach of Doctors. And that is none other than Paul Heyman. That's right, Paul Heyman. Because Paul Heyman, I happen to like him. Even though I despise the Elite Reach of Darkness and the Sons of Chaos, I like you. So what do you say, Paul Heyman? How would you be a guest on my show this coming Sunday on Halloween Horrors? And don't worry, Paul Heyman. This is not a trap. I'm not setting you up for a beatdown. Let's just say, Paul Heyman, I Chucky the Killer Doll, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. And trust me, what I have to offer you, you definitely can't refuse. So I'm expecting a video response from you either tomorrow or Sunday before the pay-per-view. Because I know, Paul Heyman, you have to hear what I gotta say. Because it's gonna be very, very interesting, and it's gonna be worth your while. So Paul Heyman, I will see you this Sunday at NWS Halloween Horrors for one of the biggest offers you sure as hell can't refuse. And that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. Chucky the Killer Doll is out. See you this Sunday.